Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Action Figure Wrestling. I am Superstar Billy Graham, and with me is Prince Adam. And just like last week after he was attacked, Vince McMahon is not here. We got an exciting show for you today. Also, we don't know if those two men, Shane Douglas and New Jack, are here. But trust me, if they are, the locker rooms are on high alert. A week from this Sunday is Nightfall, the pay-per-view, and we'll find out if they do have a third guy. Yeah, you're right, Superstar Billy Graham. We will find out if they, in fact, have a third guy. But right now, it's time to get this show on the road and see our matches for tonight. Well, I'm going to give you a rundown on the card. Tonight, it's title versus career, or at least title versus one of his contracts. It's Nate the Great on his Legend Killer Tour versus Chris Jericho. If Jericho loses, he will lose one of his contracts. Also tonight, Chris Jericho will get his rematch against Kane, whom he lost the title to last week when Kane cashed in the cash-in title. And that's another career versus title matchup. If Jericho loses there, he will lose his contract. In Action Figure Wrestling Red Alert Manager, Ultimate Warrior, he is up in the gorilla position, watching everything from the gorilla position. Now let's go to our ring announcer. Ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for one fall, and it is a one contract versus title match. Introducing first, your Extreme Champion, your Hardcore Champion, Nate the Great. Nate the Great has been on this Legend Killer Tour because of the fact that, of course, he's been on this Legend Killer Tour is what he's calling it, because he's got that match against the legendary Big Boss Man at the pay-per-view. And his opponent, Y2J, Chris Jericho. Here, late Jericho, after losing the world title to Kane, has had a change of heart lately. Really? Has he really had a change of heart, or is it just because he hasn't won any other championships since losing both the tag team and world titles? 1, 2. Y2J. You try for the line. 1, 2, 3. Your winner. And still Hardcore Champion, Nate the Great. It's got to be a little disheartening for Chris Jericho, knowing that one of his 2 contracts are up now. Not just that. If that happens tonight in the world title match, we won't see Chris Jericho. Up next is for the United States title. Introducing first, the United States champion, Finn Balor. This youngster, he's rather popular with people right now, Finn Balor. A lot of people seem to take a liking to the guy, yes. I don't know why, but they do. And his opponent, the evil one, Kevin Sullivan. The evil one, Kevin Sullivan. Now, to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind seeing this guy go away for good. One, two. 1, 2, 3, your winner, Finn Balor. So Finn Balor keeps the U.S. title. That's a good thing, isn't it? For right now, he is, yes. Finn Balor has only proven to me that he's getting better each time he defends that title. Well, you do know this is the last time he'll be defending that title for a while. Before we go through our rotation again, you know, the rotation that we normally go through. Yeah, where each show we have less and less championship titles defended. Because technically they're only supposed to be defended every 30 days. Up next is the television title. Introducing first your television champion, the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior is one of those people who are due a title shot. And his opponent, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Randy Savage is also another one of those that are due a title shot. One, two. 1, 2, 3, your winner and new television champion, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. That did not turn out the way expected. No, but now we got another one who's doing a title shot, not holding the title right now. Macho Man is now television champion. Up next is for the North American Championship. Introducing first the North American champion, Brody Lee. Now we know all about Brody Lee and what he's capable of. We also know that he is a tough guy. He is a guy who's most definitely you don't want to cross paths with. He was bought into action figure wrestling by his former Brotherhood partner, Brotherhood stablemate, Braun Strowman, and his opponent, R-Truth. R-Truth. 1, 2. Brody Lee. 1, 2, 3 is your winner. Your winner and still champion, Brody Lee. Brody Lee being the North American champion. We know what kind of person Brody Lee is. We know what kind of fighter he is. We know how he will defend his North American title anytime, anywhere. Speaking of titles being defended anytime, anywhere, let's talk about our new 24/7 title, which is around the waist of CM Punk. Yes, that's a fascinating thing that you brought that up, because CM Punk earned that in a two-ring battle royal, elimination battle royal, on Super Bowl Sunday, no less. Introducing first your Legends champion, Kofi Kingston. Let's talk about someone who has been on quite the winning streak lately, since winning his championship. And his opponent coming up the aisle, Skeletor. Now Skeletor is going to be fighting twice tonight because he's in the Action Figure Wrestling Tag Team title division. Ding ding. 1, 2. He missed. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and still the champion, Kofi Kingston. So he's still a Legends champion. Kofi Kingston is our Legends champion. Oh no, we spoke too soon when we said we were hoping they weren't here. There's Shane Douglas. And look, right behind him. Right behind him is New Jack. And they're assaulting Kofi Kingston, the Legends champion, Kofi Kingston. New Jack's on top of him, pounding away, while Shane Douglas is putting the boots to him. Wait a minute. Look over there. That's Xavier Woods and Big E Langston. That's Kofi Kingston's tag team partners of the New Day. Don't tell me that them two are now in action figure wrestling. Kofi Kingston goes after New Jack, and Big E, he went after Shane Douglas. Shane Douglas tried to clothesline Big E, and Big E has Shane Douglas up, and he tossed him over the top rope. And look at this. And Xavier Woods just kicked New Jack over the top rope. And look at that. And Kofi's got his championship draped over his shoulder. It's a new day for action figure wrestling because the new day is here in force. Oh my goodness. So New Day is here in action figure wrestling. New Day has signed up with action figure wrestling. Wow. And from what I understand, action figure wrestling Red Alert general manager Ultimate Warrior just signed Kofi Kingston to a second deal and signed all three members of New Day to action figure wrestling Red Alert. Up next is your action figure wrestling international tag team title. Introducing first. Wait a minute. Did you just hear that? Is Eric Stillwell around here somewhere? Introducing first Chad Gable and Jason Jordan. American Alpha. We've always been we've been talking about lately about the pay-per-view Nightfall, but we have not been giving anyone the match rundown for the pay-per-view, which is a week from this Sunday. That's right, we only got one more episode of Blue Empire, one more episode of Red Alert, and 2 more episodes of Blackout before the pay-per-view. Let's give the folks a rundown of the pay-per-view event. We're going to have Team Action Figure Wrestling with the Gooch, the Hurricane Shane Helms, and the Prince of Punk Shannon Moore versus the Extremist. We're going to have the Women's International Champion Kieran Delgado versus Trish Stratus. We're going to have our Hardcore Champion Nate the Great defending against the Big Boss Man in a hardcore title versus career match. The ECW champion will defend against CM Punk. The Classic champion, which right now our Classic champion is Taz. And he's defending against the Monster Abyss. And our world champion will defend against Sergeant Slaughter in a career versus title match. Now let's get on to the opponents for our next match. And their opponents, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, The Shield. Seth Rollins agreed to work with Roman Reigns this time around. And Jason Jordan just tagged in Chad Gable. One, two. Look at that. Roman Reigns tagged in Seth Rollins. One, two, three. Your winners and new International Tag Team Champions, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, The Shield. Will there be a Shield reunion? We don't know about that. But we do know one thing. Seth Rollins just carried Roman Reigns to another victory in a tag team matchup. Well, if it ain't Seth Rollins carrying him, it's Jon Moxley carrying him. That's why there's so much dissension in the Shield. Because everyone keeps carrying Roman Reigns. Looks like when John Cena was here, everyone would carry John Cena to a championship, but wouldn't take on John, wouldn't beat, but John Cena couldn't win a match in a singles match. Unless it was by accident. Anyway, next match is for the International Championship. Introducing first the International Champion, Jon Moxley. And apparently the Shield is back together. See, he just came down here with the Shield music going. And his opponent, one of the men who are defending our company at the pay-per-view. The Hurricane Shane Helms. You know, Helms cannot be thinking past Jon Moxley here for the pay-per-view. But I honestly think he could be. 1, 2. Jon Moxley. He's up on the top turnbuckle. He's taking him down. And now what's he doing? He's up on the Brett's rope. 1, 2, 3, your winner. And still international champion, Jon Moxley. Up next is for the Action Figure Wrestling Intercontinental Championship. Introducing first, the International Champion, former Minnesota Governor Jesse the Body Ventura. Introducing his opponent, James Buchanan. James. 1, 2. James Buchanan was missed being named 2020 Rookie of the Year. Instead, that honor went to our hardcore champion, Nate the Great. 1, 2, 3. Your winner, a new Intercontinental Champion, James Buchanan. You know, it's funny. They attacked. I think it's funny that those two jerks, Shane Douglas and New Jack, attacked Kofi Kingston, but not Shane Helms. Well, I just heard in my headset that's because security escorted them out. Really, that's good. Up next is for the WCW title. The Action Figure Wrestling WCW title. Introducing first, your champion, Marc Mero. Marc Mero has been unstoppable lately as far as the WCW title goes. And his opponent, Scareglow. 1. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Your winner. And still WCW champion, the Wild Man, Marc Mero. Well, Marc Mero knows that his contract is due up any day now, and he wants to stay here. And he knows the best way for him to stay is to keep winning championships. Well, now introducing our next matchup is for the Classic title. Introducing first, your Classic champion, Taz. Taz is the reason why we have an ECW title. He came with that ECW title. And his opponent from Canada, Kevin Owens. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and still Classic champion, Taz. The next match is for the Action Figure Wrestling Tag Team titles. Introducing first, your Action Figure Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Bully Ray and Raven. Here are two guys that we believe might be involved. Well, these two guys could be one of these two guys could be that third guy. Are you crazy, Superstar? There's no way one of them two guys would be the third guy. From what I hear, when New Jack was in the brief time he spent in TNA, he tried to kill Raven, and both of them had their share of issues with Shane Douglas in ECW. And their opponents coming down the aisle representing G.I. Joe, Gung-Ho and Duke. Gung-Ho and Duke are in the ring. Two Action Figure Wrestling originals. It's kind of strange seeing Gung-Ho with hair when you're used to seeing him bald-headed. But here we go. Ding ding. Duke. Hammerning. 1. Duke kicks out. Duke goes over there. He tags Gun Ho. And Gun Ho has Raven up for a tombstone. 1, 2. The Raven kicks out, comes out the back door. Raven just tagged Bully. Bully just tried to take Gun Ho down and fell. Gun Ho. 1, 2, 3. Your winners in new Action Figure Wrestling Tag Team Champions. G.I. Joe, Duke, and Gun Ho. What the crap, man? Duke and Gun Ho. They're going to walk out here with the Action Figure Wrestling Tag Team titles. What did you expect when Bully and Raven, they lost fairly. Questions are spiraling around here. Up next ought to be a classic match. And it's for the Action Figure Wrestling title. Introducing first, the Action Figure Wrestling Champion, Chris Benoit. And the action in his opponent coming down the aisle, Rey Mysterio Jr. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Your winner and still Action Figure Wrestling Champion, Chris Benoit. Up next is for the Action Figure Wrestling World Tag Team Championships. Introducing first your Action Figure Wrestling Tag Team Champions, AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. We want to talk about tag teams. Here's a tag team that started off as enemies. They came in here together as mortal enemies of each other. They end up tagging together and winning the World Tag Team titles. And they're defending against Skeletor and Beastman. Really? These two again? Didn't they just defend these titles against these two last week? I believe so, but it's just... Action Figure Wrestling Red Alert's roster is not as deep as other rosters. Ding ding. One. And look at Skeletor. 1, 2. Tag was made to Daniel Bryan. Skeletor will not. 1, 2, 3. He just lets Beastman do all the work while he stands in the corner. Of course, that's what a good leader does. How can you say that, Superstar Billy Graham? Well, when you're taking on a tag team that's hard to beat, like AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan, every time you face them and every time you lose to them, you learn more about them and you learn how to beat them. And then, if you're a good leader, the next time after about 4 times of seeing what they got, you'll step foot in the ring with them, because then you'll take what you learn and beat them. I think that's what Skeletor is doing. That sounds nuts to me. What about last night when Action Figure Wrestling Blue Empire went off the air? Did you like what you were seeing then? Oh yeah, I loved it. Up next is your main event. Introducing first your Action Figure Wrestling World Champion, Kane. And your Action Figure Wrestling his challenger, former Action Figure Wrestling World Champion, Chris Jericho. Jericho, 1. He's starting off right off the bat. 1, 2. He missed that high-risk maneuver. And he ducked Kane that time. 1, 2, 3, your winner, and new world champion, Chris Jericho. And he's got to defend that tomorrow. He's got to defend it tomorrow. Because right now, the title is on the line. The world title is on the line for quite some time to come. Well, until next week, I'm Superstar Billy Graham, and this is Prince Adam. Good night. See you next week.